everybody, welcome back to When Words Fail Music Speaks podcast, where we fight depression with the power of music. I'm your professional handicapped host, James Cox. I have another interview today with my leader, just pumping out interviews all over the place. This interview is somewhat special to me because this is one of Caden Gordon's friends, and Caden Gordon is a good friend of mine too. So thank you, Caden, and thank you, Miss Pamela, for being here today. But first, before we bring her on, I want to read a little bio of her, and then we're going to have her on. So, Pamela Rooney is a Canadian country singer, songwriter, and guitarist. Born in, tell me, say the word, Gaspé?
Gaspé, Quebec.
I got it, yes. Gaspé, I'm bad at pronouncing stuff sometimes, so yeah, you forgive me.
No worries.
All right. Gaspé, Quebec, Canada. I have so many Canadian friends. It's awesome, and thank you for coming on again. She started out in 2005, releasing her first album with many traditional country songs, which I love. In 2016, Pamela released her second album with mostly her own titles, Bringing On, and a little bit of country, classic country, new country, with a touch of her Irish origin. That's interesting. And in 2019, and again in 2020, Pamela appeared on the second oldest broadcasting radio after the Grand Ole Opry, the Wheeling Jamboree in West Virginia at the Capitol Theater, sharing the stage with one of our idols, Marty Stewart.
Right.
Pamela, that's amazing. So thank you again for coming on. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a little hot where I am today, but gotta get by.
Yeah, I don't know what is what. Yeah, I don't know what is about this weather, but you're in Quebec, Canada right now, and I'm in Lexington, South Carolina, and we share the same kind of weather. So I'm sorry.
So we're dying with the heat at the same time.
Yeah, but I love, but before we start recording, I just love colder weather. You know, wearing the jackets, feeling that cool, crisp air. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I love the smell of burning leaves. You know, it's just
the fall. That's my favorite time of year. Is the fall. October, November is the best time, eh?
Right, and I am going to Nashville, Tennessee in October, so that'll be.
Nice.
A plus one for me. So have you ever been to Nashville yet?
Yeah, I just came back. I broke my ankle there 4 weeks ago, recording my new song.
Are you okay? Okay.
Well, I just got my boot off 3 days ago, so
nice. Okay.
It's better.
So it's all right. All right.
Yeah.
So are you coming back down to Nashville sometime soon?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. That's where I record now.
Are you going to come back in October? Because I would love to meet you.
October, I'm going to be in Texas, but I might have to go back to record some songs in October. If I do, I'll let you know for sure.
I was born in Austin, Texas. So we're a match made in heaven. You and me. So, so I want to tell you how much I love your voice.
Thank you.
I don't think that you'll get offended because these are two of
the
best country artists. Okay, so before I ask you this. Have you been compared to anybody like with your voice? Like you sound like this and this? Okay.
Yeah, many times people would mistaken me for Sarah Evans when I done the song "Suds in the Bucket" on one of my first albums. Okay. I done "Suds in the Bucket," and they all mistaken me for Sarah Evans.
Okay. Is that the only one, or like were you compared to like?
Oh no, they tell me like Reba McEntire, all kinds of different sounds. Reba McEntire. One had told me even I could be the second Shania Twain because of the way I move on stage.
Right.
But what they really called me around in festivals and stuff, they called me the female Dwight Yoakam.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, on stage, I move pretty much like Dwight Yoakam. I got to keep the crowd going. So it's pretty. The one that stuck with me is the female Dwight Yoakam, and that's something to be proud of.
Yes, exactly, because he's great. My mom doesn't like him. My mom thinks I don't know what her problem is, but she doesn't like. She loves country music, but she does not like Dwight Yoakam. I don't know why. But okay, so you mentioned Reba McEntire. And so mine's a two-parter, okay? Mine's a blend of two voices that you remind me of. Reba is one of them, and the other one is Patty Loveless.
Oh Oh yes,
I
many
think
people said that too.
I think she's
That
so great.
that is a compliment.
Oh, great, thank you. And this is the first time you're hearing it, right? Because
Yeah, yeah, it's a compliment because there's a Patty Loveless. I grew up listening to Patty Loveless, well, since the age of 4,
right,
so that is a good compliment. Thank
yeah.
you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. Because I after I heard your voice, I'm like I gotta listen to Chains by Patty Love. That's my favorite song of all. Um, but I do want to commend you on bringing back country to the storytelling aspect. A lot of country artists now aren't bringing back the Merle Haggards and the Willie Nelsons and Johnny Cash's story.
That's
Uh,
right.
but before I ask you who inspired you, I want to let everybody know that you released a cover album, right?
Yes, I did.
And it's called "Storms Never Last." Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to um, tell everybody who you covered, and if you can't, I want to tell you. I want you to tell us what that artist means to you and why you picked that song.
I will.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So let's start out with the title, "Storms Never Last." That was a Waylon Jennings song. So
Was, yeah.
and all of these artists except for one is like older school one. The only artist the newer school is Chris Stapleton. We'll get to him in just a minute. But yeah, okay. So can you tell me what inspired you to do a Waylon Jennings song, "Storms Never Last"?
Well, you see, where I come from in Quebec, Canada, it's a French place. So I'm pretty much one of the only English country singers, female, that has been singing English songs here in Quebec. So I sing one French song in my shows, but everything that I ever did since the age of 4, it was Merle Haggard and Waylon Jennings and all those
Right.
songs. And the reason why I chose Storms Never Last for the album title is because during COVID, it was a really, really rough time for me. We had no shows, and I was pretty sad and all that there. So I used to sit there and sing all these songs. So while I was doing the shows, I was trying to pick out all the songs that the favorite people, what their favorite songs were. Every time I was on the stage, what was their favorite songs? So
Right.
I decided I'm coming out with the title "Storms Never Last" because of the fact that COVID is over. It's not going to last forever, and we're going to get through this all together, and we have to stick together. So I came out with this album, "Storms Never Last," because of the fact that there's not enough traditional country music.
That's
And
right.
all these songs is all my
Yeah.
favorite growing up and doing these shows and all the same traditional songs. And so I was watching everybody's reactions. What should I put on? And the reactions I got was always the old country. It was
Mm,
always the old country. I've always saying that's the old stuff. And Waylon Jennings and Merle Haggard are my idols, like
yes.
top,
Right.
top. So when I wanted to come up with the songs, I've always chosen songs that you never hear women singing, right? Like male songs, they never sing them. So I said, well, I'm going to put "Storms Never Last" as the title because COVID is starting to end. So
Mm,
let's put "Storms Never Last" is all going to blow away. And that's where the Waylon Jennings song came out. And I kind of boosted it up a little bit, made it more energetic for
yeah.
people to say, oh, wow, I never heard this before, but
Right.
it is an old song, but I've done a little bit more my style. So
Yeah.
that's where "Storms Never Last" came. And it hit 12 weeks #1 in Ireland, that song. So,
Congratulations. That's a big.
yeah.
I always love. I tell people, especially my co-hosts Amanda and Blake, that I really love female voice better than male voices. And
Really?
yeah, and I'm always like, I wonder what this would sound like with a female voice. And lo and behold, your record came out, and I just love all of these songs that you did.
And like where I am, I might be one of the only female country singers. That's one of my set lists is only male songs. I
Yes.
don't do
Yeah.
women's songs. It was all
No.
male.
No, which is great. I love that too. I love that too. Okay, so the next song you mentioned him before, we're going to talk with Merle Haggard. "Tonight the Bottle Let Me Down."
Oh my goodness. "Tonight the
Yeah,
Bottle Let Me Down." You know how it's kind of like slower. The original is slower.
yeah,
And when I done the first time I ever sang that song, I told the band, I said, let's speed it up a little bit and see what it gives, And the reaction from the crowd, like they were screeching and yelling and they were going, wow, you know, and they were all dancing. I said, oh my goodness. Okay, from now on, that's going to be the way we're going to do it. And I sing that song every show, first song. That's the first song to
Nice.
get me on the stage because it pumps me up. The music is playing. And again, another reason why I chose that song, Merle Haggard is my all-time favorite. So I would, if I could, I would do a whole album of Merle Haggard. That's how much I like him.
Right.
So Mama Tried, because there's a lot of choices. I didn't know which one to choose, but Mama Tried was the winner for that album.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good choices, but I rarely heard that song. So yeah, that's a good song to start out with, you know. And it I guess it pumps up the crowd too when you're
Yes,
playing it to get them going too, right?
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they like that old stuff, you know. They're like, oh
Oh
my God, I
yeah.
haven't heard that in years, and it's more punchy. So then,
Yeah.
then they're starting to drink more and party more, and I just love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Well, just to go back to what I was saying, storytelling is kind of dying with country music. So once again, I do thank you for bringing it back because your album, except for this one, has a lot of storytelling, and I want to cover that album too. Okay, so we got Linda Ronstadt as the third song with "Only Mama That'll Walk the Line." Yes.
Yeah, that one there. I first heard Leanne Rimes singing this one
Okay.
because "Only Moment That'll Walk the Line" is a really, really, really slow song.
Mm.
And the reason why that song was chosen was because before I recorded on that album, Storms Never Last, I had another song chosen. And one thing in music is you don't tell other musicians or other singers what you want to put on your album before it's out because they stole my song. They took the song
Of
and they put
course.
it in French. So it was
Yeah.
even a cover song and they translated in French. So it was like, I said, I can't do it no more.
Yeah.
So I had to call my studio a day in advance and say, listen, we got to change the song. So what are we going to do? So we put that one in there as well. Only Mama That I Walk the Line. But see, I usually sing an Only Daddy That I Walk the Line, like
Right.
Leanne Rhymes.
Right.
But I thought it would be fun, you know, because I haven't heard anybody singing that song in years besides her.
Right.
And over here in Canada, you never hear it. So I said, I'm going to put that on, punch it up a little bit, kind of like the style Leanne Rhymes and make it like fun.
Yeah.
And again, they like it. So I said, something's good.
And it's funny that you mentioned when your song got stolen. And I think that's the drawback of the music industry. You know, you got to be real secretive of what you put in out. You know, and
That's
then
right.
when you
Yep.
and then when you put it out, it's okay. You know, they can do whatever they want. I guess. You know, I'm not really sure, but okay. So let's go to the fourth song, Tennessee Whiskey by everybody loves the song by Chris Stapleton. And I think he is like you. I think he is one of the newer country artists that is really bringing back storytelling.
That's right. But you want to know something different?
What's that?
The song Chris Stapleton is not Chris Stapleton. You see, it's George Jones. So what I did not, because Tennessee Whiskey is really George Jones's hit. It's his
Really?
song.
Oh,
Yes, and it was a really, yeah. And I done the song Tennessee Whiskey exactly like George Jones on the album. So a lot of people think it's like Chris Stapleton, and I'm like, nope, not at all. It's exactly the way George Jones has done that song. Because there's too many doing Tennessee Whiskey in the style of Chris Stapleton.
yeah.
And it hurt me to see it completely changed around. You know, I'm thinking,
Right.
poor George Jones. That's not his music.
You're
That's
right.
not
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
song. So
It's
I
okay.
brought it back. I brought it back. Tennessee Whiskey, a little bit kind of like Irish style that I do it. And so that's how that one come out. But I wanted to bring George Jones back because he was being forgotten. So that's
Right.
why
Yeah.
Tennessee come out like that.
Well, I learned something new today. I did not know that Tennessee Whiskey was like a
Really?
country song. Yeah. So thank you for that. Yeah. That's
No, it's
amazing.
not Chris
Yeah.
Stapleton's at all. And it's a completely different version. Like the way Chris Stapleton sang it is completely different than what George Jones done it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
see, you learn something. Now you can hear the original of George
Now I
Jones.
can go right. Yeah, exactly. Because you always hear about like his most popular music, you know. But I never heard Jordan Jones sing that song, so I will definitely go back and take a listen.
Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna
Yeah,
love it.
awesome, awesome. Okay, so the fifth song is John Prine with "Speed of Sound and Loneliness."
Yes, that has to be the prettiest song I've ever recorded.
Yeah.
I've been singing that song since the age of 10. That was my brother's favorite songs. So, you know, I've always chosen songs, not chosen songs. I've always taken the songs, one song from each family member, and I've always sang it for them. You know, they have a favorite song, so I done it. And since I only have one brother, that was his favorite song, and I've always done that song for him. And over the years, I said, you know what? That's why I said, okay, let's do this song. Let's put this song on the album.
Right.
And I never expected it to come out as good as it did. It is
Turned out perfectly.
amazing, amazing sound. And I'm telling you, I'm so proud of that song. It's and then everybody's telling me John Prine would be so proud of you. I'm like,
Yes.
oh my
Yes.
God.
No, yeah. All right. So I never heard of this next artist. So I'm eager to learn more from you. It's Holly Dunn with Maybe I Mean Yes.
Oh, you never heard of that one?
Never heard of Holly Dunn.
You never heard
Never
of Holly Dunn?
never heard
Holly
of the
Dunn
artist.
passed away. She
Oh,
she
okay.
died recently. Holly Dunn was my dad's growing up. He was my dad's favorite singer. He found her the prettiest girl ever. So that's
It's
how
like
I
your
got to
mom,
know.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, mom is like going to whack him across
Yeah,
the head now, but that's
yeah.
okay.
Right.
No, but Patty Loveless, very good singer. She done "Don't Toss Us Away."
Right.
There's many, many hits that she had done, and again, I wanted to put a Patty Loveless on there because, in fact, like they're all being forgotten, whatever.
Mm.
So I said, "What am I going to do?" And said, "Well, I'm going to have to bring some to Holly Dunn." So the Holly Dunn song, I said, she is forgotten about. It's many years she was been forgotten about on radios and that. So that's someone that just come to me. Holly Dunn, let's do a Holly Dunn song. Which one am I going to do? That was the question. So what I do is I take 3 or 4 of her songs and I'll put it
Right.
into a little cup or something,
Yeah.
and then I pick it.
Oh, nice.
So that was the song.
Yeah, because I feel like that would be the hardest thing doing a cover record is which song am I gonna do? Because
Yes,
there's
it's
always
very
so
hard.
many. Yeah, there's always
Very
like
hard, and I like choosing songs that's going to touch other people and to make them, like if they're having a bad day, lift them up and get them happy and stuff.
yeah,
So it's a hard job to find the right songs, the perfect songs, especially for your own voice.
right.
But
Yeah,
this one here was pick out of a little cup and which song was the winner, and that was the winner.
yeah. So this next artist, track 7, is my grandmother's favorite artist, and another artist that is long like we don't really talk about him that much. Conway Twitty, uh,
Yes.
who will pray for me when Mama's gone. So that's a
Okay.
beautiful song too.
There's a big story on that song there.
Okay. Yeah.
The story on that song was about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. No, wait, it's 4 years ago. I had recently moved to Quebec City, to be
Yeah.
closer to my shows. And I was up there maybe a month, and then I received a phone call. And the phone call was from my brother, how my father basically passed away.
Oh.
And we're freaking out. He's in the hospital and his heart's stopping. And it was 4 times that his heart stopped and they shocked him back to life.
Yeah.
And thank God my sister was at the hospital and the doctor says, what are we going to do? So Tracy said, don't stop because we've got nothing to lose. Shocked him 2 more times. And our father is with us again today. It's a miracle, basically.
Right.
But when he was transferred to Quebec, he was in a coma for 7 days after all of this process. When he come to, I found this song while I was watching him sleep. And, I was listening to songs in the hospital and stuff. And I come upon this song. And I heard it from an artist down in Ireland. And hold on a second here.
Okay, that's fine.
I lost you.
That's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
So what had happened was my dad woke up, and when I heard the song, I said, Daddy, I got something I want you to listen to. And he couldn't talk. He had tubes and everything in his system. So anyway, I played that song for him. And all he could do was move his feet for us to say yes or no or whatever, and that meant play it again.
Mm.
So I played it again 12 times that day. He wanted to hear that song. So that is why that song is on that album, Who Will Pray for Me When Mama's Gone.
Yeah.
Every time I sing it, I got tears in my eyes because it brings back to that day we had almost lost our father.
Yeah.
So that song is a big song for me on that album. And that went far. That one down in Ireland went places. Yeah.
All I gotta say now is the music is just special, with everybody come on now. I mean, how great is that story you just told? That's awesome. I'm so glad that
Yeah.
12 times is a lot, but I mean
12 times,
you can't get
like
better
in
than
one
Conway
day.
Twitty. Yeah, can't get better than that, All right, so we're back to Merle Haggard with Mama Tried as track number 8. All right. So
Mama Tried. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. That's my
All
favorite.
right.
That's the song that I start every show with. That's the first show. Get on
Yeah,
that stage, you get out there with Mama Tried.
right,
And I've been doing that song for years. And I said, there's no way I'm doing an album without putting Mama Tried on there.
right,
So
exactly. Yeah,
I
nice.
think that was my first choice. That was the first choice of song.
First choice, right? It's your choice, right? You didn't have to
Yeah.
think about that one. That was
No,
like,
I didn't have to think of that one.
no,
That was a
no, that's great.
guarantee.
That's great. All right. So number 9 is Jolene by the one and only Dolly Parton, and this song is very, very, I guess, covered. You know, because a lot of artists did it. You know, did it too. But yours is just something special. So with this
Com-
song, yeah,
Completely different. When I
yeah,
recorded that song, I told him, I said, listen, I want to do Dolly Parton. And like you said, everybody redone Jolene, but
yeah,
they've all done it the same way that Dolly Parton had done it.
right,
So then I said, I want to try something different. I want to put more punch into it. So I had asked my studio, the guy, I told him, I said, listen, can you do something a little bit different into the song to make it more upbeat, more punchy, more like me? Like he said, I'm going to try a few things. And he sent it to me. And I'm like, what? At first, there was no voice. I didn't know what it was. I said, that sounds real weird, like real funny. I said, something's wrong. He said, no, no. He said, when you come back to it, you're going to sing Jolene over. Well, when I started into the studio recording, I went, oh my Lord, that is so fun.
yeah,
It's crazy. Like the people now, there's other artists that's using the same version of my album and they're
nice.
doing Jolene the same. Like, so it really feels good to me that I have like other artists that's wanting to do my style of music.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that Dolly Parton would be proud of that
Oh, I'm
one.
sure she is. Yeah.
I don't want it to be like Beyonce style.
No, no, God, no.
Our style.
Please, no. Good Lord, no.
No.
Terrible. But it's okay though. We all. I mean, I never met, Beyonce, but I don't know. That's her cover song's not. I don't know.
Everybody got their own style, eh?
I don't know what that song is. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so we mentioned him before. Chris able to cover George Jones, and
Yeah.
this is one of my favorite songs too. He stopped loving her today, which is utterly the best. I think it's the
Oh,
best George song ever. I mean George Jones song ever. You know.
that is a gorgeous song. He stopped loving her today. When I done that song too, I told him, I said, let's do it like style George Jones. I said basically the same way, a little bit punchier, not too much.
Right.
And that song too, I end a lot of my shows with that song. He stopped loving her today.
Right.
And yeah, it's a touching, and everybody sings along with those songs every time I go to the shows. They know all the words, they know those old songs, so it's even more fun to hear them singing along with me. So
Yeah.
I think I chose all the right songs on that album.
Oh, I think you did too. Yeah, without
Yeah,
question, you did. So that's a very good album, and that's on everything. Apple Music, Spotify. So check it out. Storms Never Last. But I wanted to talk to you today about your Bring It On album, which came out in 20 something, and I got an issue with you. You almost made me cry by listening to one of
behind
the
his
songs.
golden doors.
Yes. How did you? Well, I mean, yeah, dude. Okay, yeah. So tell me all about that. I mean, yeah, because that's just a beautiful song. So
That's a song that I wrote. There's a little girl that was living down here in well, not in my town, but
yeah.
in Galaxy. And this little girl was being bullied in
Uh-huh.
school, like very, very bad, bullied, bullied, bullied. And at the end, she committed suicide. And if I don't forget, I think she was around 13 years old.
Okay.
So what I wanted to do, because not only was she bullied, my nieces were bullied over the years. I was bullied. I was more than bullied. I was abused by the father of my son. There's a lot of stuff. And then instead of me being like down and saying, oh, I can't live like this, I wrote a song about it for others to bring them up and to, like say, don't listen to the bullies, don't bother with them, because you know what, they're not worth wasting your breath on. Start off. I wrote a song about this little girl just to open up the eyes, just to make like students and other people realize, don't bully them, because this is what can happen. They can kill themselves. They can commit suicide. Like, they're having enough problems. Leave them alone. So
Right.
when I come out with that song, it was basically everybody that's been bullying, including me, anybody in this world. And I didn't think it was going to be that big of an impact. It hit #1 in Canada.
Mm.
And still today, like we listen to it, and still today I tear up because every word in that song is really the truth in that song. There's no more truth in it that you can get. So that's
Yeah.
where that one came from.
Well, I have no more questions about the album because I just couldn't listen to it after I heard that song. It made me cry. So I was like, oh my God. Now I gotta go back and listen to that, which I'm sure is great. So I mean, yeah, but I just broke down and because I understand being bullied. I was a little bit bullied, but not much. So I understand the need for songs that will tell
Yeah.
you about being bullied so that others can be aware of it. You know,
Well, that's it, because there's so many also that thinks they're alone in this world, that they can't get out of these, like
right,
even abusive relationships or whatever the case may be. They think they're alone. But if they're listening to me right now, you are not alone. If
right.
you need to talk, write to me and I will write to you.
There you go.
It's not an easy life, I'm telling you, but there's always a way out. There's
Yeah,
always a way. There's always someone there to help. So,
yeah.
and I'll be one of them for sure.
Nice, nice. Okay, so going all the way back in time machine, uh, can you tell us about your earliest memories of country music and how it influenced your childhood?
Well, I remember right till the age of 4, my first show.
Okay,
I
nice.
was 4 years old, and I was influenced by my mother and father. They had a band years ago, The Exceptions, and I used to listen to my mom and dad in the kitchen with their friends, watch them play the fiddle guitar.
Mhm.
But we always had every year a St. Patrick's concert. And I always wanted to attend. I was 4 years old. I wanted to be a singer in that little concert with my sisters. And, my mom was playing the guitar. So she decided, she said, okay, come on, we're going to do a song. And I'd done the Charlie McLean song, Sentimental Old You.
Okay.
So got up on the stage, and at first I couldn't hear myself, although everybody in the audience heard me, but I was so little I didn't know the difference. So I stopped dead short in the middle of the song, and my mom was so shy. And I said, Mom, the darn speakers is not working.
Oh
But
no,
everybody
right?
heard me.
Yeah, you're right.
Everyone heard me.
Yeah,
And she was so shy. So
yeah.
anyway, I just kept singing. After the song, they gave me a standing ovation. A 4-year-old girl had a standing ovation, and they bring me out a medal, like, because I was performing. And that's where I've wanted to be a singer since that day, and I never forgot it.
Right.
I was laughed at all during high school. She's crazy, a singer. You're not going to get anywhere in life with that. Well, that was my influence, was on my own for a little thing to be standing there and perform and have a standing ovation. It's like, this
Nice.
is what I want to be.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and so a lot of parents don't want their kids to go into the same career that they did. I want to say your parents embraced you going to country music as they were musicians, just like you said, right?
My parents was 100% behind me. They
Okay, good.
supported me the whole way. It was them that told me to go for it, like, you can do
Okay,
this. They just bought me 3 years ago a nice gift, a Martin guitar. They
right.
support my music 100%. My dad even made me a case for all my awards. It's really fun.
Nice. I'll bet you got a mile high case, right? Full of rewards, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got 6 there since last year,
Cakes.
so it's
Nice.
fun.
Nice. Right. Congratulations on that. Yeah.
Thank you.
So being in the music industry, there's always going to be challenges, right? I know that you know that the whole world knows that about, So what challenges did you face as a Canadian artist entering the country music scene? And if you did have any, how did you overcome them?
There's lots with being a singer, honestly.
Yeah,
There's so many people, they think, okay, this is such an easy career. You get up there, you sing a song, you drink a beer, you party on, and woo hoo hoo.
that's it.
Not this chick. I don't do that.
Nope, that's not it.
No,
Yeah,
that's not how that works. Maybe some does that, but if you want the real career, you don't do that. That just
no,
don't work. My obstacles was at first traveling, because I wasn't used to going far. I was one of the kind of girls, I like hunting and staying in the woods and, staying home. I loved home. But if you want the career, you got to travel, right? So I said,
right,
well, okay. I said, I'm going to have to start doing this, get over my fear and do it. So I started little bit by little bit, started New Brunswick. Okay, I could do this, got the GPS. So I would travel.
right.
After I crossed the border for the first time, I was petrified. I said, oh my God, are they going to put me in jail? What are they going to do? Like, you're new to these towns. Like, I didn't know anything about the States at the time.
Right.
Now I'm there all the time. I'm always in the States,
Great, okay, yeah. Yeah.
That's it. But I think the most challenging part was being away from my boyfriend, being away from my son, being away from my family, always living in not living, but being in motels and suitcases and stuff like that. That was a really hard thing because, when you wanted your family, they're not there, so many hours away.
Right.
Another challenge was I'm going to award ceremony in Texas, and it was a 76-hour drive for me. I drove up and back. And when I won the Entertainer of the Year, well, I could have just cried all day. My mom and dad wasn't there. My boyfriend wasn't there. No one was with me to, so there's all kinds of challenges like that. There's challenges. COVID was a terrible challenge
Right.
because,
For
you
everybody.
know,
Yeah.
well, that's it. For almost 3 years, all the artists, we lost our jobs. And, it's hard to get, not just the artists, many people,
Oh,
but
yeah.
for us, it was hard. It was the most terrifying thing I could ever experience. Not only that, missing my fans, missing my friends, the band, but challenges. The hardest challenge for me is that being an English person in Quebec. That would be the hardest challenge for me.
Yeah, that would be
Knowing that I want to be a singer, and then they're all French and they want to do French songs, and I want to be country American. So it was a hard challenge.
Yeah.
So I just, instead of, like I said, instead of being sad and depressed, I pushed myself to go farther.
There you go.
I said, you can do it. And today, I'm fearless. I am fearless. I go up, down where I gotta go. I had to buy a new vehicle. I blew the motor out of my Ford Escape because I traveled too much. I had to buy another one. But honestly, no, I had some challenges, but I'm over those bumps. I'm over all that. And now it's like, it's going well. But, I have no manager. I am my own manager. I do everything by myself.
Really?
Yeah. So that is challenging. That, interviews and then shows and then to get there. And so that's a hard challenge, having no manager.
That's how you do. Well, it's good because there's a lot of bad management going around, and I guess you found it to be, I guess, easier to manage yourself now. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I had a couple that, like Shark style there.
Yeah.
I had no contracts with them, but I'm pretty careful when it comes to it because I worked so hard to get where I am today. I didn't have it given to me. I had to work hard to get where I am.
Right.
And to do all the work I've done, I don't feel like losing it all to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. So I just do my own thing.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing now, and I'm doing pretty well too. So I'm right there with you. So you said one word that brought back a question for me, and so we're gonna bring it back to your Bring It On album. Before I listened to Behind Those Golden Doors, I listened to The Moose Hunt, and I think You're a Hunter, and I love that song because that's the most funniest thing I've ever heard. Because at the end, you said, "I'm sorry, you're on the wall," and I'm like, "Oh my God, that's so great, dude!" I love that song. So, can you tell us about that? And if you do hunt, what do you hunt?
Yes, I do hunt. We are a team of women who hunt.
Nice.
Me and my two sisters. My mom used to hunt, but she gave it up. So we need 4 people to hunt, 2 per one moose. So my dad hunts with us.
No.
Where that song come from? That song came from, I was sitting in my scaffold 14 feet in the air. And there was absolutely nothing that day because it was raining a lot. So there was no rabbits, no partridge. There was nothing. So I said, well, pretty boring. I'm going to write a song.
There you go. Right.
And the reason why I say You're on the Wall is because when we shoot a moose, a lot of the taxidermists and they put it on the wall.
Yeah.
So I was so excited. I was like, oh, you're on the wall.
Right. Exactly. That's so fun too. Cause, and I guess, I don't have any, I guess it's like a trophy or something, like I caught this big moose on it,
Yeah, that's it. The antlers is trophy.
Right, yeah. So that's fun time. And then I listen to Go On Doors, and I can listen to another song, but that's okay. I'm gonna listen to your album today later on. But you mentioned drinking before, and a lot of people think you just drink beer, just like you said, and sing, and that's not it. With you being a singer, and I'm imagining you don't drink at all.
Oh no, I'll drink, not drink, but say I'll have a drink after a show, never before.
Okay.
Because I find if you have a beer with your friends, I find my throat swells. Okay. It starts like I don't like it. I never drink before a show. If I have a drink, it'll be one after the show because I never drink and drive. We need our license to keep going where we're going, right?
Yeah,
So no drinking and
exactly.
driving. But no, I'm not big on drinking. I never was. I think it's because of the fact that you see so many people drinking at every show you go to, and there's so much going on, this and that, that I'm not, it doesn't bother me to drink or not. I have fun anywhere I go, whether it's a bottle of water or a bottle of beer, I still have fun. So, and not only that, I mean, you're so tired from traveling and going where you got to go, you got no time really to drink your Play-Doh flat.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna ask you how do you write the song, but better question for you is now that you're bringing back storytelling songs, how do you write a good storytelling song?
have I written a good storytelling song?
No, no. How do you write one?
Oh,
Like,
how do I write one?
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Well,
like, is it like personal experience, and like this could be story, and yeah.
Well, how I usually write, I have a lot of trouble writing. Honestly, I don't lie with that. I have a lot of writer's block. I don't know if it's because I'm blonde or what, but anyway,
Oh no, no.
I am a clown. If anybody doesn't know me, I am a clown. I love having fun. But anywho, um, the way I do it with writing songs, I listen to a lot of people's stories,
Right.
like behind his golden doors, what happened to that little girl? Because I'm trying to like open people's eyes to stop bullying. Like it just does not make sense to do that. Like the moose hunt, like I said, I was in the woods and nothing was passing.
Yeah.
Usually when I write a song, like I'll think of something or I'll say, okay, well, what's this person's story without giving a name of anybody, like, I just listen to life stories and what's going on in life. But I try starting a new thing because I have a guy in Nashville that writes songs for me now, but I still want
Nice.
to write.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I do is when I travel on the highway, I look at signs. I say, okay, there's a sign written there. I wonder if we can make a song about this town. So that's what I do. I look at little signs. And then after I try to think, what can I write about this town or about a story about this? And I have all kinds of ideas. There's too many ideas. That's why I have writer's block. Because like I want to write about this person abusing a woman or a
Yeah.
man, and then I want to write about this person here is on drugs and ruining his life. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just have so many ideas. I want to help so many people, but I'm not fast enough at writing that song.
Right, right. And I guess the more songs they write, the more it could help that individual overcome their story within that song, right?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right. Exactly. I have a lot of people also that sends me songs, and but it has to mean something to me. If it doesn't mean nothing to me, like if I don't feel that song, there's no use for me to put it out because it has to feel. You have to feel that person. You have to feel. So yeah.
Okay, okay. So it's so good that you brought that up because on your YouTube page, and I'll link it below for people to go to. I was reading the comments, and I saw one said, "I got it. I would love to record or help." He wants to record with you, and he said, "I would love to get your voice on one of my songs." How much does that happen? I mean, do you get like email flooded with "I want to work with
Oh,
you on this song
I
and
get
this"?
every day. I have people that's
Okay,
writing me want to record a song with them all the time.
yeah,
I will eventually get there, but right now, what I'm working on is I'm working on my career. I want my
yeah,
career
yeah,
there.
right,
Once that has opened the doors, then, well, I mean, it's open now, but
yeah,
there's
yeah,
so many things because everything's new with the new song coming out with Nashville and everything. There's just so much going on that I don't really have the time to start thinking about recording with other people, but it will come out because I want to do an album of duets. A guy and a girl or a girl and girl singing. I would love to have an duet album. So that should come out because there's too many people writing me.
too many. But I mean, you're popular now, so the sky's the limit now. All right.
But I love it. I honestly do. I love when people write me. I talk to everybody. Anybody who wants to just say hi, and I read them all back. Yeah.
Hey, hell yeah, man. All right. Okay, so we have about four more questions, and then we'll let you go. Um, so I would ask you, how has the country music industry evolved since you first started?
Um, it is good now. It's
Okay.
really good.
So was
Uh,
so was bad
where
back
I'm
then?
Yeah, well, where I'm from, let's say about 10, 11 years ago, maybe longer than that. My goodness, no, a lot longer than that. Country was starting to go down. Like it wasn't popular anymore. It was all the dance songs and it was scary. Like, oh boy, okay, I'm trying to continue into this career. And like I said, being bullied 15, 16 years old, trying to sing country music. And it wasn't the style then. It wasn't anything back then, but I never gave up. I still continued.
There you
And
go.
as years was going by, country was coming back and it's getting bigger and bigger. And now it's crazy. Like everything that everywhere you go, it's country, 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 country. So from then till now, I'm happy it was like that years ago because it pushed me even harder to bring the country music back. And today it's booming. Just love her. Love
There
it.
you go. All right. And your new single, Country and Country Anymore, which is awesome. I've listened to that song today. And that signifies what we just talked about. You know, country wasn't country anymore. We're trying to bring it back hardcore style and everything. So yeah. So
Yeah. Well,
um
that's a song that I wanted to write all my life. I wanted
yes.
a song like that with those words. I wanted to do it without insulting anybody. I don't mean to insult
No,
anybody or
no, no,
tell
no.
them like their music's no good. That has nothing to do with it. What it is about is because how country music was being forgotten. Like George Jones was being forgotten, Johnny Cash, like all the old
On
guys were being
Prime.
forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they'll come out and bring out their songs, let's say like Chris Stapleton, and switch his song completely around and be a star over it. And I was like, this is so sad.
No.
So country ain't country anymore is basically just saying that where is the country? You know, like you have um rock and you have pop and you have like jazz. But then when it comes to country, you have country rock, country pop, country this, country that. Why
Exactly.
doesn't it
It's
just
not, yeah.
country is country and
Right.
then their pop is pop, you know?
Yeah.
That's basically what I was trying to get at is how country ain't country anymore, but it's coming back and I'll
Mm.
be going the whole way.
There you go. Yeah, because when I listen to that song, I mean, that just bring back so many memories of the old style country. So yeah, so thank you
And the
for
last part about the Hank Williams, there again, I was having writer's block. I had the song almost completed. I had that just that little piece left, and I'm like, I can't figure it out. What am I going to put? So
right.
I wrote my friend in West Virginia when we had done the show together, and he finished that part for me, and I was like,
Oh,
oh, that is perfect.
yeah,
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 he is incredible, an incredible pianist and singer and everything. So yeah, he helped me finish that song, and it means a
nice,
lot to me, that one. Yeah.
nice. Two more questions, and this is going to be the hardest two questions I've ever had for you today.
Oh boy,
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Four. Okay, so if you had to do a Mount Rushmore of four bands, you know, four of your favorite bands or artists, who would they be?
The ones that's still alive, you mean?
It could be anybody.
First one would be Lainey Wilson.
Yeah, yes,
I
yes,
love Lainey
man,
Wilson.
yeah, yeah,
That's the girl. She's
yeah,
keeping country strong.
yes.
Then guarantee it would have had to been Merle Haggard.
I got to put them in there. Yep.
Got Merle for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Waylon Jennings.
Uh-huh. That's three. One more.
And there's so many. There's so
I know,
but
dude. It's
I
like,
would have to say right now would have to be Dolly Parton. Because
yes,
Dolly, 77 years old and looking fine and still sings like a bird. Her, I would love to sing with Dolly Parton.
and she came out with a rock album this past 2 years or something. She came out with a
Yeah,
rock and roll record. I'm like, who did
crazy.
that?
Like,
Yeah,
man, at that
it's
age, and
great.
she's rocking it.
It's
Oh,
great. Yeah, I hope to have her on the show one day soon. But yeah, that'd be great. So yeah, but Dolly Parton's like instant go getter. You know, Merle Haggard. You know, can't deny him. Lainey Wilson is like you said, bringing back country. And
oh, I love her.
yeah, so she's great. She's great.
Let's hope she stays there because she is
Yes, yes,
incredible.
she is. She is. All right. Last question, harder than the last question I asked you.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna be easy on you. So, is there an artist, album, or song that you can listen to right now, but you can't tell me, your mom and dad, or your boyfriend, or anybody else how it makes you feel deep inside your soul?
Like to listen to a song and not tell anybody that I listened to it, you mean?
No, it's like you listen to a song, but you can't tell how it makes you feel.
Oh, how it makes me feel.
like emotionally, and yeah. Yeah, there's a song that's out there that makes you like you can't tell anybody how like it makes you feel.
There was one song, Dixie
Okay,
Chicks. I'm not ready to make nice.
got it.
That song there was like I said, after I went to an abusive relationship, that
Yeah,
song I couldn't explain it. I could not explain it. Not only me, my sister as well, because she had problems. And that was the song that, and I seriously, I cannot explain why it helped me.
yeah.
That was the only song that brought me out of being sad at that time and made me realize I'm not ready to make nice. Like, keep going, like, get out of this. That's the only song, honestly. Dixie Chicks, I'm not ready to make nice. Cannot explain it, but that is a song that got me through a hard time.
Well, there you go. That's all I wanted, and it's perfect. And it's perfect that you can't explain it because that's the question. What's the one song that you can't explain? And you said it perfectly. So I do thank you for that. And
Thank you.
yes, and for everybody listening, you can go to Pamela Rooney on her Bandcamp .PamelaRooney.com, right? Or do you have like a Facebook?
Facebook. I
Okay.
talk with everybody. I have two Facebooks. I have my personal page and I have fan page. There's a lot of fan pages going around. I don't know who has them, but just write me on my personal page and I'll send you even the fan page if they're not sure. But I write everybody. I talk to everybody. So
Nice.
anybody wants to ask a question where I'm going to be, whatever. The only thing I don't give it is my telephone number.
No, right, which is great.
Besides, if it's you, it's okay.
It's like,
No,
right.
but it's true. Like I love talking with everybody and
Yeah.
keeping in contact with everyone. So Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on the
TikTok?
TikTok, I think it is called.
Oh,
There's so
okay.
many.
Dude, I still don't understand TikTok. I'm finally getting the hang of it.
Neither
It's
do
like,
I. I
Jesus.
just kind of keep going up and checking everything
Yeah.
and clicking. I don't know what I'm getting at, but my nieces, my son tells me that I'm old fashioned, but I'm happy that way.
I guess I'm on fashioned too because I don't understand it, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So, okay. So everybody, you can check out Pamela Rooney. She's on Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, I think. I don't know if that's the thing.
Either I'm on Amazon,
Everything.
every platform.
Everything. Yes, yes, man. So we honestly do love you here at Windward Trail, and we honestly do welcome you to come back anytime you want to. And I can't wait to meet you in Nashville if you're going to be there in October. So,
You know, yes,
but
but
I will.
even if we don't meet Nashville, I travel a lot. I pass your way often when I go to Texas and that. So
Okay.
I'll let you know next time I'm coming up if we don't meet in Nashville,
We'll
and
meet.
I'll go see you right where you are with
We'll meet some
pleasure.
other time. Columbia, South Carolina is the closest. It's the main thing that concerts go to. Yeah. So Columbia, South Carolina. If you ever come through, I'd love to meet you.
I would
Um.
love to. You
Yeah.
seem like the most sweetest person in the world.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Everybody tells me that, so I guess I am.
Oh, you're gonna be my friend the rest of my life.
There you go. Hey, friends for life, right? Hell yeah. So, all right. So we do love you, and we do honestly thank you for coming on and come back anytime you want to. For the listeners, thank you for listening, and always remember when words fail, music speaks. Bye, guys.